The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, does it make sense to install a pool, or how does having a pool affect the value of your house? Also, an island home you'll want to check out. We'll also take a tour of Ocala. It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life. Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the program, the phone number will be right here, 407-205-0400. Many of you are looking for your dream home right now. To find that dream home, you're going to need to be pre-approved or pre-qualified. Dallas Lehman is standing by right now to do just that for you. Same phone number, 407-205-0400. Wonderful show today. But first, the opening statement. I get this question a lot, and it's not something that you and I have addressed here together in quite a while, and I think it's time to do that. The market has changed so much over the last 2 to 3 years. The question I get is, Justin, how does having a pool affect the value of my home? Or Justin, I'm looking to buy a house. Should I pay a premium for a home with a pool? That's a great question, and a question that we are going to answer today by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. We kick it off today, and I'm proud to introduce you for the first time to amazing people. Ruth Rivera is here. Ruth, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And to my left, Gizelle Fernandez is here. Gizelle, how are you?
Doing fantastic. Also, thank you for having me.
You got it. You're more on the title side. You're more on the real estate side, of course. And I think both can help answer this question and get right to it. I know you do a lot of coaching, but you've been in real estate a long time. Florida is a little bit different than the rest of the country in some ways because it's hot here. We like to cool off. Do you think having a pool affects the value of my house?
It does. It depends on how much you invest in that pool.
Yeah.
If you put a pool that's worth more than your home, then it's probably not worth having. But if you put a moderate-sized pool with a screen enclosure, it can bring up the value of your home.
How often do you work with buyers who say, I don't want a pool, only show me houses that don't have a pool because I don't want to take care of them?
Very often.
So that does happen. I think that a lot of people out there think, well, I need to put a pool in because when I go to sell, everyone wants a pool. But you're telling me that there's a whole group of buyers out there that don't want it because pools do come with a lot of either work or cost involved. Can you put a percentage on it? Probably not. That's a tough question, I know, but
yeah.
Is it half and half-ish or maybe less than half of people don't want a pool?
I would say about 50%.
50%. And what is their reason? When a buyer tells you that they don't want a pool, why do they not want one?
The work involved, the cost involved of maintaining that pool.
Yeah.
That's the main reasons.
Got it. And, once you do buy a house, obviously, Gizelle, you get to that closing table, and that's where you come in. And I think the closing table for us is easy, right? Just sign all the documents and let's all get out of here. The closing place can be a very scary place, especially for buyers. What are their fears? What are buyers' fears when they get to the closing table?
Well, it's fun, right? I'm already thinking in my mind, you guys are asking me a question about a pool, and I'm thinking, okay, was the previous owner who installed that pool, did they pay off everything to the contractor, let's just say, or to the pool builder, right? So it's my responsibility to make sure that I look at the history of that home and that there's no outstanding liens from a contractor, right? And so that's a part of my responsibility. But in general, that's what title is there for. We're there to review the history of that home and make sure that there's no other people that are first in line to essentially get paid off in regards to the deed of that home.
Yeah, I had a case recently where my client had bought a house and there were no liens, but there were some outstanding permits that created a major issue with his roof, and he couldn't get the roof re-roofed because of this outstanding permit. It was kind of a nightmare. Does title have anything to do with permits and things, or is it just liens?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll research all that as well. And then we really partner with agents and also our clients, and we make sure that they essentially take care of what they need to take care of prior to us getting to that closing table. So we're going to warn you, there's still an open permit on that roof. And actually, that personally happened to me when I purchased my most recent investment property, funny enough.
Really?
Yeah, so we had the whole conversation, and then I knew that I needed to go ahead and do certain repairs prior to being able to close out that permit.
Now, both of you were heavily involved, obviously, with NAREP. Am I saying it right or no?
Yes,
That's correct.
All right. Whew, I was
Really
nervous about that
exciting
one.
thing to be a part of. So the
Yeah,
National
what is that?
Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, and it took me 3 years to be able to say that.
It only took me 3 minutes.
Right.
So NAREP, what do you guys do?
So
You're the president, by the
I
way.
am.
You're on the board. I mean, this is like royalty. I'm around here. When it comes to
Thank
NAREP.
you. So we advocate for sustainable home ownership for Hispanics and Latinos. So we want to make sure that we educate our community on the importance of becoming a homeowner. My point of view is that there's no better investment than purchasing earth, right? And creating sustainable home ownership and building generational wealth. So we come together, a whole bunch of group of experts, and we have a meeting of the minds, and we talk about how we can educate the community on why it's so important to become a homeowner and what are the benefits of becoming a homeowner. So we do that. We do collaborate with other associations, but NAREP is we advocate for Hispanics and Latinos.
Yeah. Do you find that our Hispanic community enjoys working with real estate agents who also share a similar background?
Absolutely. I'm Hispanic myself, even though I speak English very well, and most of the citizens here who are Hispanic speak English. But it's a cultural thing. We feel a little bit more comfortable when you work with somebody who has maybe the same culture and the same background that you have.
How Hispanic has this market become? I don't know percentages or anything, but it feels like we have more and more Hispanic people moving into Central Florida, which is a wonderful thing. Where are we on that? Anyone know?
I do. Last year we had an event, and I shared that information. In Orange County, I think there's 4.9 million residents, and out of that, there's 27% of the citizens are from Hispanic or Latino descent. In Seminole County, I want to say, if I remember the numbers correctly, 1.2 million, and I believe the actual percentage was a little bit lower, about 24% are of Hispanic and Latino descent. So we want to help them understand the importance of becoming a homeowner and leaving a legacy for their families.
Yeah, my daughters are half Colombian. I love kind of being involved in that community as well. Awesome. Giselle, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Ruth,
as
what a
well.
pleasure. You
Thank
guys
you.
Come back, I feel like the time just flew right by.
It
Absolutely
did.
All
Thank you
right,
for having us.
You got it. We'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Here's what we will do, a very quick break. When we return, how does a pool affect the value of your home? But first, do not forget my favorite friends over at Casa Leone. New watch from there, Casa Leone Jewelers. Take it away. And here we are at Casa Leone Jewelers. I'm wearing my beautiful watch from here. You have a necklace, earrings.
And a ring.
And a ring. Oh, wow. You're
Michael M.
And we buy all of our jewelry here at
do.
Casa Leone, and we do so because of trust. They've been doing this since 1946, Michaela, and it takes a lot of trust to be able to stay in business that long. Proud to be joined by the owner of Casa Leone. Renee is here. Renee, how important is your client's trust to you?
It is extremely important. And this is something that we have worked very, very hard to achieve and to gain loyalty from our customers.
I see all of these five-star reviews
five-star review
everywhere. It's
everywhere.
pretty amazing. Tons of reviews.
That's because we do protect our name and our reputation extremely well.
Yeah. You do a little bit of everything here, it seems. You have wedding jewelry, you've got engagement rings, wedding rings, watches, but you
Permanent
also
jewelry.
Permanent jewelry is pretty
I stole your
exciting.
thunder, sorry.
You did, I know.
Sorry.
I don't know if I like that or not. But you do custom jewelry here as well.
We do. We have our studio and we have Pedro on a computer, he can design just about anything you can think of. And we have a machine that's $55,000 machine that'll create any wax that we want to cast on.
He's done it for my mom.
I know,
so,
she loved
yeah.
it too.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing a great job here, obviously. We will always continue to shop here. I put a QR code on the screen right now. Take your phone out, scan it, and do yourself a favor. Visit Casa Leon Jewelers today. Welcome back to the show. I get questions all the time about, should I be investing in real estate? Can I go flip houses? And it's a tough question to answer. Here's what I would tell you. If you want to become a house flipper, so to speak, don't just throw caution to the wind. You really have to do your homework. You have to do your research. You have to know how to buy properties. You have to know how to fix them up. And you're not holding the bag at the end. You're actually losing money on the real estate, okay? So don't just jump into it. You've got to do your research before. Now, these two guys joining me now, they know what they're doing. And I thought it would be great for you to hear from them what they do in this real estate market. Chandler Williams is here. Hello, Chandler. How are you?
Good. How are you?
And Derek Farah. How are you?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good to see you. So I don't want to say you're flippers because you're not. You're real estate investors amongst other things.
Yeah.
But a part of your business obviously is buying houses, fixing them up, and then selling them. What is the real estate investment market like right now?
It's been a little tough. I mean, the last couple of years, the appreciation has been outrageous. So, finding the deals is really tough.
Right.
So it's, being creative, getting really creative and finding your deals. And that's where you're going to make your money up front is on the contract and, the price. So finding the deals now is tough, but, we do it all. We build. So finding the land, we're doing all that too, just to delegate.
How important is your relationship with the vendors, the contractors? How important is that in regards to your real estate investment business?
It's huge. I mean, we need people to show up every day. So having that relationship with them and treating them right, paying well, everything cost has gone up. So
we're writing some big checks on a handshake.
Sure.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Now, you've been in a different industry for a while. You've been involved in real estate, of course, but you've really gone now full-time real estate.
Yeah,
I'd like to
so
hear that
last
story.
few years, I was an automotive buyer for a big dealership called Off Lease Only. They just recently filed for bankruptcy. They were bought out by a private equity firm, and the bankers didn't run it as well as the original owner did. I'm just going to leave it at that. But the market has been really tight since COVID. You got supply chain issues, inventory's getting tight at the auction. Instead of dealers selling, cars they'd usually send to auction, they're keeping them for their inventory. So it's been tight, but it was a good run. What it was, I've done 15,000 transactions under my belt on the automotive side, and it's.
Now, your work speaks for itself here, and these two properties that we're showing off, one I think is sold already, right? But
no, it's just one property that we have right now.
Okay, we'll talk about that one later. But I live in Lake Mary. I know North Country Club Road.
Okay.
I know Lake Mary well. I did not know we had an island home in Lake Mary.
No one knows.
Literally, this house is on an island.
Yeah.
You got to tell me about 561 North Country Club Road.
Okay, I got to juice this property
go
up.
ahead,
So we've been getting so much attention on this property. It got featured on Annie TV. We got featured on this, Millionaire Mansions TikTok channel. And we got hit up by you guys as well for the property. I mean, when people check this thing out, they are just blown away. An attorney had this dream to dredge out his own private island.
Not me, by the way. This was
another attorney.
I wish it was my idea.
And man, it's just awesome. You can do fishing, kayaking, motorized boats. The property is just breathtaking. If you wanted to make it like a venue, we had thrown the idea out, but
Very unique property. It's going to take the right buyer for this property that wants some privacy. Like you said, you live off a country or no country club. No one knows. They drive by every day, and they don't know it's there. So
now another thing about this, though, it's an island property. It's its own island, but at one point, a little under 1.6. That's not that bad for a property like that,
So we've had some realtors, bring up like comps, and okay, I get that, but if you were to re-engineer your own island, first of all, you probably wouldn't be able to get permitting because you can't just dredge out your own island. The county's not going to allow it. But just the engineering, the fill, and the cost behind that, you can't replicate this for 1.6 million. I think it's a steal at that price
I
point.
totally agree. How do you see the market in the future? What do you think is going to happen? I mean, obviously the last couple of years exploded. What do you see happening in the future?
I mean, it really comes down to rates too. You know what the rates do. I think if they drop, it's just going to be just go crazy. You know, something like this, it's it's a little higher market, so you have those different buyer bracket, but.
If you would like to purchase a home in beautiful Lake Mary that's literally its own freaking island, I would call these two gentlemen, Chandler and Derek. Phone number's right here, 407-205-0400. How long does this take to do? I mean, this must have taken years?
It took a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Year and a half, yeah. Permitting was a big issue
I
out
imagine
there. But,
so. Awesome.
Oh, and once it's gone, you're not going to find another private island in the
No
area.
other island property in Lake Mary, that's for sure. Wonderful to meet you both. Come back and see us anytime.
Could
All
we
right, go ahead.
bring up one thing?
Yeah, go
I know
ahead.
you had mentioned
Please.
the forbearance thing
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize once the forbearance period's over, you have to, pay off the accumulated balance.
Sure.
If anyone has that issue, we could actually take care of that. We'll pay it.
Is that right?
And we're going to buy the property, but we'll help cover that subject to, there's a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people in trouble now because you've done this forbearance due to the pandemic and you can't afford it. So if you have questions about that or investing in real estate at all, call my good friends Chandler, Derek. Good to meet you guys. Come back and see us soon.
Appreciate it.
You got it. Here's what we'll do. A very quick break. You have real estate continue.
Are you experiencing high temperature and high energy costs?
Everybody is. It's bad.
Yeah, even you?
Not anymore, because I just bought a new house. As you know, I went in, the AC was an absolute disaster. My electricity bill the first month was astronomical. I remember we had Old Dash on the show, and I loved having them on, but they kept telling me about the Duquesne system. So I called the AC guy and I said, look, I need a new AC, but I demand it to be Duquesne. Thank goodness I did.
That's a great choice.
Thank you.
So for those of you who aren't Justin and you're at home, tell your contractor that you want the new Duquesne Lynx 18 heat pump.
That's what I got.
Yeah, well, it's the best one to get. I know when it comes to my home, I love controlling the temperature because, let's be honest, it feels good to be cool here in Florida because it's hot. Anywho, I'm not hot anymore. It works out great because the Duquesne Lynx 18 features a quick link inverter technology that offers optimal performance for temperature control.
And makes my house cool, but doesn't cost me a lot of money every month on the electricity bill. That's why I love it.
Exactly. And another amazing feature about this product is it features a quiet shift technology so I can sleep peacefully and, more importantly, I can sleep comfortably.
It's the pillows as well, though. You like the
hey,
soft
you
pillows,
gotta
I
have
heard?
the whole thing to really work it out.
10-year warranty as well on the compressor and the parts. Save money and energy. I'm so glad I went with Duquesne. I'm so glad Old Ash came on the show. Do yourself a favor. Call your air conditioning contractor today and demand Duquesne. Do I ever have a very special gift for you today? Compliments our good friends over at Universal Roof and Contracting. 15% off your roofing job. The roof is the most important part of your house. No doubt about it. Welcome my good friends as always, Justin and Corey. Hi, how are you today?
Good, man, good. Thank you.
Roof is the most important part of the house, but sometimes deciding who your roofing company is going to be is the most important decision as well. Culture is everything.
Sure.
When determining who's going to do your roofing job, Universal, the culture over there blows me away. Trustworthy. Tell me about the culture at Universal.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years in the making, right? Family-owned, veteran-owned, same name and ownership over the past 3 decades. We're so proud to be so rooted in Orlando, and we have offices in Jacksonville and Southwest Florida, but the honest approach, the integrity we carry, working transparently with insurance companies and homeowners alike. I mean, we approach roofing the way an honest company really should.
Trusted by some of the biggest sports teams in Florida as well.
That's right. That's right. We this past season we were the one of the partners with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was awesome. They had a great season this year too. And then just coming next month, the XFL, the Orlando Guardians. We are the official roofer for the Orlando Guardians, so we're excited to go out to those games and see everybody there. So it'll be great.
A roof can be expensive. You created great programs to make this roof not cost prohibitive for me.
Yeah, I mean, last thing we're going to do is take food off people's plates to afford a roof. So we have a ton of flexible financing plans that just keeps things very liquid for homeowners, even if they don't want to use their own money, even if they have it at the time, you know, so we offer that as well for every roof replacement.
I have this QR code on the screen right now. Get your phone out or go to their website, but the QR code will go directly to Justin and Corey, and literally you get 15% off. But guys, you're going to come to my house and tell me what I really need, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah. Free inspection, first of all. It does cost nothing for us to come out. We're going to sit down with you, hear what you like about your roof, what you don't like about your roof, what problems you've had, and come up with a custom scope of work that makes sense for you.
Always a pleasure to see you both. There's only one company we trust when it comes to roofing. That is Universal Roof and Contracting. Welcome back to the show. From island homes back to pools now. Welcome into my absolute favorites when it comes to guests on this show. Elisha Lopez is here, Ocala Realty World. Elisha, how are you?
Wonderful.
And Vivian Lehman is here. Vivian,
Hello.
how are you?
How are you?
Pools, all right. How much does having a pool affect the value of my home? Tough question, I know, but I really think it's one we need to answer today.
Well, it does increase the value, but if you are the homeowner that put the pool in, especially right now that they're 2, 3, 4 times more than they were a few years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they'd be upside down.
And what do you think? What percentage, if I put a pool in, how much of that do I get back? How much of that investment do I get back when I sell? What do you say?
Average is about a third.
A third. Mm-hmm. So it makes me think then, Vivian, that if you're going to install a pool in your house, you want to do so only if it makes your family better. It makes life better for you. Is that right?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that happened after COVID, since we were stuck at home, you had so many people wanting to put that pool in. So you see a little bit more of that. I recently asked an appraiser the other day just to get an idea, because I was trying to price out some homes. I said, what are you giving as a value right now? 20 years ago, it was like $10,000 for an open pool. He said, no, we're up to about 25 to 30 because of the cost of the pool right now.
So 25 to 30, that's great, but if you're spending 100,000, I don't even think 100,000 gets you like this water
with
park
the
anymore
screen,
either, does it?
No.
I mean,
no.
a basic pool now costs $75,000, $100,000
And that doesn't
basic.
even include the screen enclosure.
And when you work with buyers, Elisha, are there some buyers out there that actually don't want a pool at all? They say, I want a house, but I don't want a pool. Do you ever see that?
Yeah,
And
we do.
What is their reasons for, as a buyer, not wanting a pool?
Monthly expense.
Yeah.
The maintenance and care.
And there are expenses that go with it, Vivian. And when you own a pool, it can be expensive, or you've got to do it yourself, and you still have to go to that pool store and buy all this crap, right?
Absolutely.
And
I think the people that aren't wanting to buy the pools are the ones that have had them, and they're like, nope, my next house, no pool. I'm
yeah,
done.
I got it. Now, obviously, you work in Ocala, Marion County mostly. Are there any differences in pools as far as the desirability of a pool in Ocala versus Orlando, or is it the same deal?
I believe it's the same. I think especially when homeowners are moving from outside of Florida, and
Right.
it's the Sunshine State, it's like
They
you
still-
have to have a pool.
they still
But
want a
then,
pool.
of course, their budget, they realize, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. And home values in Ocala and Marion County, obviously we've talked about it before, they're just still totally different. When you talk about the value of a home or the cost of a home here in the Orlando area versus Ocala, you've done studies on it now. What's the difference?
Still about 40% less.
40% less. So look, if you want to buy a house without a pool and put a pool in, you save the money up there in Ocala. It's pretty incredible, actually. And if you are looking to buy a house in the Ocala, Marion County area, the Villages, I think there's one place to turn, and that's Elisha. That's Ocala Realty World. I'm putting a QR code on the screen right now. All you have to do is take out your phone. It will directly connect you to Elisha. She will send you listings every day, new listings going up in the Ocala, Marion County area. It's also great for investment. My girls are going to a horse show at the World Equestrian Center, WEC, which really lightens my pocketbook. It does. But they do that, and a lot of Airbnbs going on up there as well, whereas maybe you don't want to buy a 4-bedroom house near Disney, invest in an Airbnb up in Ocala with Ocala Realty World. And Vivian, you do a lot of work down here. I mean, obviously, the prices here have skyrocketed. They just have. There are families that are getting priced out here, but you have a couple great listings. So, and I want to talk about these. And I can't read it like normal. Is it Unbridled?
It is 14612 Unbridled.
Unbridled, I got
yes.
it. Tell me about this
Kind of
one.
like the horse thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, good. Great segue. We call it segue.
Segue, there you go. So Unbridled they're asking $400,000 for it. It is a 4.2. It's close to UCF in a gated community called Rybolt's Reserve. There's instant equity here. It needs a little bit of, updating inside and out. And so I think anybody that wants to live in the home and fix it up and make it their own, it's a great investment.
Like that one. And then Sebastian, where is that?
Sebastian is in Mount Dora. That one's $449,900. It's a 4.3. What I like about this house, it has been updated. It's got a great view in the back. It has a water softener, solar panels, and they're getting a new roof this week.
Boom. Yeah, a new roof right there. If you'd like to see these properties, Vivian will show them to you. 407-205-0400. I talk to a lot of real estate agents on this show. You two are probably the two I trust the most, all right? And I want to have a real serious conversation briefly about this market, not where we've come from, where we're going. Elisha, it's been a crazy couple of years. Where do you think we go the rest of this year into next year? What's going to happen?
Well, we're not seeing it slow down in our area. I mean, there's been a little bit of breaks here and there, but I think that the uncertainty in the market, that buyers finally realize, like, we need somewhere to live. We got to go. We got to do something. And they're buying still. Obviously, inventory's lower, affordability's a little harder. But somehow there's programs out there for mortgage to get first-time home buyers qualified and help with closing costs. So
I agree. Look, do yourself a favor. Check out Ocala. Check out Marion County. Check out Ocala Realty World. You will not be disappointed at all. Call the phone number or hit the QR code on the screen right now. Vivian, where do we go from here in the next 6 months?
Next 6 months, I think we're going to still see the rates where they're at. I think the first quarter of 2024, we might start seeing just a little bit of a dip. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I think because we have a low supply and the fact that the rates will hopefully drop down, we'll have a better market.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you. Most importantly, thank you for joining us every weekend. See you again next weekend for more You Have Real Estate. You were complaining about your electricity bill, and I don't blame you. But the reason why your electricity bill is so high may be something you didn't know. Your windows, joined by my good buddy and the man over at Renewal by Anderson, Dan Brigman. Dan, it's just a fact. Bad windows, old windows, are killing people's electricity bill. Why is that?
100%. There's several main reasons, Justin. One is the technology. If you got old windows, they don't have up-to-date Energy Star technology. Number two, if you've got old windows, there's a lot of places windows can leak. Most folks didn't know that when the AC turns on, a suction is created in the house. Well, guess what? You're sucking in hot, warm air through the broken seals of the windows, and on top of that, we've got sun hitting, and of course, radiant heat leaving the house.
Special deal for you, actually. If you take out your phone, hit the QR code on the screen right now. I will connect you directly with Dan, who will offer you
a 12-month no-no and also a 24-month no-no, but the biggest is our 20% off offer that we have not had in quite some time. I didn't think we were going to have it before the end of the year. So.
Dan Brigman, excellent job as always. Here's how it works. Look, if you do the program where you pay for the windows over time, you're going to save money on your electricity bill, where it's all going to balance out. Windows for free, essentially. Do yourself a favor. Visit Renewal by Anderson today. I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you're in debt and find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com today.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.